Outstanding. Quite amazing, really.
In 4 weeks' time, Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players to grace the game, will walk out on the world-famous centre court at Wimbledon looking to equal the record of 7 titles.
Not only has he got all the skill sets of a tennis player, of a great tennis player, but just his mental toughness at crucial times to win big matches, to win big points. That's why he's won so many Wimbledons, you know, and he's won on every surface there is in tennis, and he's won more Grand Slams than anyone in the world.
So what's the link between the Swiss tennis phenomenon and New Zealand Sevens coach Gordon Tietjens? Their skipper, DJ Forbes, takes up the story.
If Roger loses, we get hammered every day. He's quite passionate about Roger, and he likes to see him always winning. So there's a few of us who have all of a sudden got into tennis because we've got to be watching for these results. If Roger loses, the boys are smashed the next day, and he needs some way to vent, and that's his way of doing it.
One time he did lose, and at the end of training, and I'd hammered them and smashed them a bit, and they got in their little huddle as they do at the completion of training. Thank God it's over. And they had one call, and it was Djokovic. It was Tom and Djokovic had actually beaten Roger Federer, so they were just rubbing it in.
With 8 IRB Sevens titles and gold medals at 4 consecutive Commonwealth Games, Tietjens is by common consent the world's finest Sevens coach. His training sessions are renowned for their intensity, and as a motivator, his record speaks for itself.
He still is quite intimidating in the sense where he demands that respect. You take what's given, but that's credit to, I think, what he's achieved over the years. All you want to do is make sure you're doing your best for him.
My door's always open. I offer it to the players, but for some reason they don't ever accept that offer, and I probably don't see myself as intimidating, but it does get back to me quite often that the younger players that come into my squad, when they're first selected, they're just freaking out, really, because they're coming into a side that's been very, very successful. I really push them, right to the edge in some cases, mentally and physically, and it's a real challenge. But again, what I look to see, and if I push players and they can be pushed mentally and physically, I believe they're players that'll make it in the end. If these players can be self-motivated and have that work ethic, train in their own time, they'll make it in the end, and I have a belief in that. I'm old school in some ways. I'll also move ahead and be innovative when I can. It's about doing the hard yards first and not taking any shortcuts and driving yourself as hard as you possibly can.
Success has become almost second nature to Tietjens and those who have played under him for the past 18 years, but at no stage has it ever been taken for granted.
We've certainly won a lot of tournaments, we've won a lot of World Series, but we're still just the guy that just walks down the street. But in saying that, we're role models, and I like them to behave like role models. We go out to a lot of schools and we mix with 5- and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds, and to me it's really great.
Despite his remarkable success over the years, there is one way of putting Tietjens off his game. His Achilles heel, without a doubt.
Wherever you go and whatever shop you go into these days, there's just so much cheese and all these different types of foods, and I just can't stand cheese, but that's just a dislike of mine, and one that I don't think will ever change.